Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. President Biden has called the trillion-dollar infrastructure bill passed by the US Senate a historic investment deal that will transform America. The plan was a key part of his agenda and won bipartisan support. The package is the biggest of its kind in decades and will see massive investment in traffic links, high-speed internet and other projects to fix crumbling infrastructure. Here's Gary O'Donoghue.
Joe Biden came into office pledging to work for a bipartisan approach on Capitol Hill. So the passage of this vast bill in the Senate, covering roads, trains, bridges and broadband, marks a major achievement for the administration. However, it came with sacrifices. Democrats had to pare down their original plans, hiving off trillions in spending on health, climate change, education and social welfare into a separate piece of legislation which will get no Republican support and may trouble some more moderate Democrats.
New York State's Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced his resignation after a report published last week found that he had sexually harassed 11 women. Mr. Cuomo said the best way he could help was to step aside. These New Yorkers gave their reaction to the news.
I feel like this was a long time coming. I feel good that he finally resigned. I didn't think it was going to happen.
I actually was surprised he hadn't done it sooner. It wasn't really a shock to me. I feel like once things started to stockpile and things started to snowball, like it was eventually going to happen anyway. It was just sort of a matter of time.
I'm happy, and I'm happy that it's not dragged out and they don't have to impeach him and he's hanging on. And it became even uglier than it could have been. I mean, it's ugly enough.
New York's Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will become the first woman to lead the state. President Biden said he does not regret his decisions about withdrawing US troops from Afghanistan. Speaking at a news conference, he said the United States would continue to support the government in Kabul, but that it was up to Afghan leaders to come together to defeat the Taliban. The insurgents now control 8 of the country's 34 provincial capitals and are threatening more. 25 members of the Algerian military have died fighting fires in forests in the Kabylie region to the east of the capital Algiers. Officials said a number of other soldiers were injured as they tried to put out the flames. Earlier, the government said 7 civilians had died. Our Arab Affairs editor, Sebastian Usher, has this report.
As in Greece and Turkey, great walls of fire have risen up in forests that cover the hillsides in the Kabylie region of Algeria. In mobile phone footage, people can be seen running from the flames looming over towns and villages. The army and firefighters have been mobilised to fight the flames and save those in danger, but they've suffered heavy losses. The authorities have said they believe only criminal activity could have caused so many simultaneous conflagrations in different locations.
Sebastian Usher reporting. World news from the BBC. The UN mission in Libya has condemned the abduction of a senior official in the country's interim government. In a statement, the mission expressed concern for the whereabouts of Rida Faraj Freitas, the chief of staff to the deputy prime minister. He and a colleague were apparently seized at gunpoint by a group of armed men while visiting government offices in the capital Tripoli last week. Nigeria's government says it is reviewing bilateral relations with Indonesia after one of its diplomats at the Nigerian embassy was assaulted in Jakarta. A video clip circulating on social media shows the diplomat being beaten in a vehicle by several men identified as Indonesian immigration officials. Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs called it an egregious act of international delinquency by the Indonesian state and demanded punishment for those responsible. Germany is to tighten rules for accessing certain public spaces later this month because of coronavirus. People will have to prove they've been vaccinated, recently tested negative, or recovered from the virus to eat inside restaurants or visit hospitals, care homes, gyms, hotels, or indoor events. Our Europe editor Danny Aberhard has the details.
Germany's coronavirus infection rates are currently low, but they've risen in recent weeks, fueled by the Delta variant. And politicians are on their guard, fearing a fourth wave in the autumn. Following a meeting with the heads of Germany's 16 states, Chancellor Merkel warns that vaccination rates had slowed substantially. She's against compulsory vaccinations, but these new regulations, similar to those in force in France, may encourage people to get jabbed.
The former Barcelona and Argentina football star Lionel Messi has signed a 2-year deal with the French club Paris Saint-Germain. In a statement, the Ligue 1 club welcomed the 6-time Ballon d'Or winner as a legend and an inspiration, promising its fans some incredible football in the coming years. BBC News.